Today, I'm at the Zapata Falls trailhead located in southern Colorado, about 10 miles from Great Sand Dunes National Park. Most people don't know there are some really great trails that go on beyond Zapata Falls. The one I've been most interested in is the South Zapata Lake Trail. I've attempted it a handful of times unsuccessfully because it is fairly challenging. Alltrails says it's 9.3 miles round trip, but it's more like 10 miles with an elevation gain of about 3,200 feet. A bridge has finally been built over the first creek crossing, but there are two other creek crossings that take a bit of fancy footwork. Anyway, in this video, I captured some really great drone footage of South Zapata Lake at the end of the trail. I also found a pretty good campsite in case you wanted to make a weekend out of it. Also, according to Alltrails, this trail actually continues on to Blanca Peak. The elevation gain for that hike is over 6,300 feet, which is definitely too much for me. On a side note, if you're a fan of my videos, there are a few things you can do which would really help me out. The first thing is to watch this video all the way until the end. After that, if you could like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. Alright, so I'm going to play some music for a bit, and then I'll come back to discuss the details of this trail, including the distance, the campsite I found, and the trailhead parking situation. Thanks for watching. All right, so as I wrap up this drone footage, I wanted to mention a few things about this trail. So most of the people that come here simply hike to Zapata Falls and call it a day. It's like a half-mile hike. It's pretty easy. I would say 99% of the people simply go to the falls and that's it. Only maybe 1% go beyond the falls. And on this day, it was a Saturday, I only ran into two other people, one guy and one lady. And the lady had mentioned that the first time she hiked this trail, she wasn't able to make it either. So just know that it's a possibility that you might gas out because this is a pretty lengthy trail. So I mentioned some creek crossings, and at these creek crossings, I typically fill up my water bottle. because it's just easier that way rather than carrying a gallon of water. And I've never had any issues with the water. It tastes really good, seems very, very clean. And so I wouldn't hesitate to go ahead and drink the water out of this creek. Also, on November 8th was when I hiked this trail. There was some snow and ice towards the top, so I did need to use my yak tracks, and that was just the beginning of November. So if you're coming anytime in the winter, be sure to bring your traction. Also, some spots on this trail are a little bit hard to navigate, so make sure you bring your Alltrails app so you can navigate the twists and turns of this trail. All right, so let's talk about this trail for just a second. These are the details of my hike on November 8th. As I mentioned, I walked down to the lake and I went around the lake and came back. 10.2 miles. Took me a total of 7 hours, and that included 6 hours of moving time with a 3,200 feet elevation gain. So I typically like to hike 6 miles, and 9 miles is kind of my max. So that's one of the reasons that this was such a challenging hike for me. 10 miles is just kind of pushing the limits. All right, so here is the campsite that I found about halfway down the trail. I was actually able to capture the GPS coordinates for you. So if you're interested in camping along this trail, these are the GPS coordinates right here, and I actually was able to locate this spot along the Alltrails map as well. So here's an overview of the Alltrails map and the hike to South Zapata Lake. As you can see, the campsite is right about halfway down the trail. And if you're curious, I don't know if you happen to see my previous video about Crater Lake, but it's kind of cool because those lakes are on this map as well. Down at the bottom, that trail heading up to Blanca Peak is called Lake Como Road, also known as Mount Blanca Road and Blanca Peak Trail. But it's kind of cool because those lakes from my previous video are on this map. You've got Lake Como, the Blue Lakes, and then Crater Lake. So if you haven't seen my previous video, it's a drone video of Crater Lake, as well as some footage from my side-by-side. You're going to want to check that one out. It's pretty neat. All right, just a few more video clips here that I took on my way down the mountain. This one's really neat. This is actually where I took the photo for the thumbnail of this video. Such a beautiful spot. I'm really glad that I was able to complete this hike finally. This is an overview of the Great Sand Dunes National Park from the trail on my way back down. And then I got some drone footage of the parking lot area in case you're curious. This would be the Zapata Falls trailhead. They do have a campground as well. You need to make reservations online. I think it's just called Zapata Falls Campground. And at the trailhead here, they do have vault toilets. So that's always a nice resource. And then, I don't know, the parking lot is not huge. It does kind of wrap around. My guess would be that there's like, 30 or 35 parking spots, something along those lines. There is a little bit of overflow parking as well. So I was coming down, the sun was setting just perfectly on the Great Sand Dunes, and I was like, oh yes, I'm going to be able to get some cool drone footage. And as you can see, the sun is, I just missed it. The sun is kind of at the top of the mountains there. So I'm going to come back another evening and get a sunset drone video of the Great Sand Dunes. They don't allow drones inside of the park, so it makes it tough to get good footage. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.